What started as a normal day for a CEO turned into a corporate shock. Monday mornings usually feel the same. The alarm rings. Coffee brews. People rush to work thinking it will be just another ordinary day. But sometimes, without warning, a single moment changes everything. This is the story of a powerful CEO who walked into his office expecting numbers, meetings, and routine decisions, only to face a moment that shook his company and his heart forever. What happened that day didn't come from a boardroom fight or a financial crash. It came from an unexpected act of kindness, from a place no one thought to look. And by the end of that day, an entire corporation would never be the same. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe, like, and comment if stories of kindness inspire you. You're watching Kindness Story Hub, where we believe one small act of compassion can change many lives. The CEO's name was Daniel Harris. At 46, he had built a tech company from a small garage idea into a national powerhouse. His employees respected him, some even feared him. He was known for his sharp mind, strict standards, and packed schedule. Daniel believed in hard work, efficiency, and results. Feelings, he thought, could wait. That Monday morning, Daniel arrived at the office earlier than usual. The glass building reflected the sunrise, and the lobby smelled of fresh polish and coffee. He nodded briefly to the security guard, eyes already on his phone. Emails were flooding in. A big board meeting was scheduled for noon, and profits were on the line. As he stepped into the elevator, he noticed the cleaning staff finishing their shift. One woman, probably in her late 50s, struggled to push a heavy cart. She wore worn sneakers and a faded blue uniform. Daniel glanced at her, then back to his phone. He had a meeting to prepare for, but just as the elevator doors were closing, he heard a soft voice. "Sir, excuse me, sir?" Daniel sighed quietly and looked up. The woman had dropped a stack of papers, documents someone must have left behind. They were scattered across the marble floor. "I'm sorry to bother you," she said nervously. "These were left in the conference room. I didn't know where to take them." Daniel recognized the logo on the papers instantly. They were confidential reports for the board meeting. Important ones. For a second, he felt irritation. This was not his problem. But then he noticed her hands shaking as she bent down to gather the papers. Her knees looked stiff, her breathing uneven. "Here," Daniel said suddenly, crouching down. He helped her collect the documents, stacking them neatly. The woman looked shocked. "Thank you," she whispered. "Most people don't." Daniel handed her the stack. "You did the right thing bringing these back," he said. "What's your name?" "Maria," she replied. "Thank you, Maria," Daniel said, standing up. "I'll take them from here." As the elevator doors closed, Daniel felt something strange. A small warmth in his chest. He shook it off. It was just a polite moment, nothing more. Upstairs, the day moved fast. Meetings blurred together. Charts, projections, debates. By late morning, tension filled the boardroom. One executive proposed a major cost-cutting plan. Layoffs. Hundreds of employees would lose their jobs, including janitorial and support staff. "It's necessary," the executive said firmly. "We can outsource cleaning services and save millions." Daniel leaned back in his chair. He had approved similar decisions before. It was business, but then, unexpectedly, Maria's face flashed in his mind. Her shaking hands. Her careful honesty. "Let's take a short break," Daniel said. He left the boardroom and walked through the office floors. He noticed things he had ignored for years. The receptionist greeting everyone with a smile. The IT guy patiently helping a frustrated employee. The cleaning staff quietly working in the background, unseen but essential. Daniel took the stairs down to the lobby. Maria was there again, wiping a glass door. She looked surprised when she saw him. "Maria," he said. "Can I talk to you for a minute?" She froze. "Did I do something wrong?" "No," Daniel said quickly. "Not at all." They sat on a bench near the window. Sunlight streamed in. Daniel asked her how long she had worked there. "Almost 11 years, she said. "This job helped me raise my son. He's in college now." "That's impressive," Daniel said. Maria smiled softly. "I almost quit last year." My husband passed away. It was hard. But this place, it felt stable. Her words hit Daniel harder than any spreadsheet ever had. Back in the boardroom, the discussion resumed. The numbers were clear. The layoffs would increase profits. The board waited for Daniel's approval. He stood up slowly. Before we vote, he said, I want to tell you a story from this morning. The room went quiet. He spoke about Maria. About the cleaning staff. About loyalty, honesty, and unseen dedication. He spoke about how a company is not just profits, but people. We can cut costs, Daniel said, voice steady. Or we can cut corners on our humanity. I refuse to do the second. Some executives exchanged confused looks. Others frowned. Daniel continued. Instead of layoffs, we invest in our people. We improve efficiency without throwing away lives. And we start by recognizing every role here matters. Silence filled the room. Then one board member slowly nodded. The vote passed. The layoffs were canceled. The news spread fast. Employees whispered in hallways. Some cried in relief. Maria heard the news from a coworker and covered her mouth in disbelief. That afternoon, Daniel sent a company-wide email. He announced new employee support programs, fair wages for contractors, and open-door listening sessions. The reaction was overwhelming. Messages poured in. Thank yous. Stories. Gratitude. Weeks later, productivity rose. Loyalty deepened. The company's reputation soared. Clients noticed. Profits followed. One small act of kindness had started a chain reaction no one expected. Months later, Daniel saw Maria again in the lobby. This time, she smiled confidently. Sir, she said, I just wanted to thank you. Daniel shook his head. No, Maria. Thank you. You reminded me why this company exists. That day, Daniel learned something powerful. Kindness is not weakness. It is leadership. It is courage. And sometimes, it's the smartest decision you can make. So if you ever think a small act doesn't matter, remember this story. A normal day. A simple choice. And a kindness that changed everything, because you never know who's watching. And you never know how far your kindness can go.